VISI, the CAD/CAM solution for the mold and die industry.
Der Werkzeug- und Formbau ist für Deutschland eine sehr wichtige.
The mold and die industry is a very important and promising sector. It is driven by quality requirements, cost pressure and, of course, cycle times that have to be satisfied.
Die eingehalten werden müssen.
But over the last few years it also appeared that we have to act internationally to generate business, which means tools have to be produced where they are used as production tools afterwards.
Dort produziert, wo auch
Consequently, many companies have a second location abroad.
Das bedeutet, viele
And in
Unternehmen
order to
haben
extensively
einen zweiten
provide these
Standort im
locations with
Ausland.
know-how, communication and data, we need consistent CAD/CAM systems that enable us to do exactly that.
Flächendeckend versorgen zu können, brauchen wir durchgängige CAD/CAM-Systeme, die so etwas ermöglichen.
Wir haben also gehört,
As it becomes more and more important to reduce cycle times in the engineering department, it has to be possible for several users to work simultaneously on one design. VISI saves all data of the 3D model and the 2D plot views in one single file. So the main task is to enable all team members to work smoothly together on one file. VISI creates individual workspaces for each team member for this purpose. Within their personal workspace directly assigned to them, every user has full access to all elements, allowing them to make any modification. Additionally, they have limited access to elements assigned to other user workspaces. They can pick, measure, copy from items, etc. there, but cannot modify anything directly. During design time, a user has to be able to provide updates of their work to other team members to ensure high level on transparency of the work progress. The VISI Team Edition implementation is based on a number of fundamental concepts. First, the master work file and user work file concept. The master work file contains all data created by each individual team user. As users should be able to work independently, VISI implements another file type, user work files. These are file copies directly assigned to single users, allowing them to perform their individual jobs. Another fundamental principle is the check-in and check-out concept. Every user working within the 3D modeling environment or the 2D plot view environment has the ability to reserve a set of layers in the 3D environment or a set of pages in the 2D plot view, which moves them to a single user mode. This mechanism is called check-out. Once a user performs the check-out operation, they have exclusive access to the previously selected layers and plot view pages. This feature enables them to work independently until they decide to share their progress with the other team users. The sharing operation is called check-in. During the check-in operation, the user data is transferred from the user work file 3D environment into the master work file 3D environment. In addition, all active team users receive a real-time notification about the changes made within the master work file. This allows them to perform an update operation, which means they can apply the work progress checked in by another team user to their own user work file. All concurrent accesses to the master work file are handled by a software layer called VISI Team Kernel Manager. It is specially designed to ensure a solid performance when operating in team mode. The third essential concept is the ease of use. Team users do not have to deal with either the architecture or the handling of internal mechanisms. VISI PDM provides a completely transparent and easy-to-use interface that enables users to work both independently as well as together with the whole team. In our realistic example, a team should design a complex injection mold. For this task, 2 3D designers and 1 detail designer are designated. The first designer edits the ejector side, while the second designer creates the injection side. The detail designer supports the team with the 2D plot view creation. At first, the team leader creates a project in VISI PDM Team Edition and includes a basic design he prepared previously. Basic structures for the tool, such as size or layer definitions, are defined within this design. Once the foundation is defined, the team leader activates the team mode. He sees the layer structure and the plot view pages definition of the basic construction in the VISI PDM Team Edition. In the next step, he defines the design team by adding users. The first designer reserves the necessary layers of the ejector side via a so-called checkout operation. Thus, all layers assigned to him are unlocked with the 3D environment and he can start the real design work. At the same time, the second designer, who is already logged in at VISI PDM, begins work. He sees in VISI PDM that certain layer sets of the ejector side of the tool are currently being edited by the first designer. Consequently, these are currently not available to him. The second designer starts working on the injection side by reserving the relevant set of layers. Ultimately, the designer starts VISI and begins the real design process. As the design progresses, every designer gets to see all sets of the tool. Sets that are currently not edited by the designer himself are displayed in a faded-out, transparent way and naturally locked for edits. In the Layer Manager view, the current status of every layer is displayed for all users. Operations like check-in and check-out can be run with the Layer Manager to reserve additional sets or create new ones. Our project is now in a progressed state. The first designer installs an underfloor slider as well as the cooling of the die plate. The designer has now completed the design steps mentioned previously. Thus, the progress made should be provided for the team members. To perform this operation, he checks in the relevant layers. During the event, the master file is updated and the comment previously created by the designer is added to the history. The second designer receives a real-time notification with the corresponding comment. With the Layer Manager, the status of the updated layer changes. VISI displays that these layer sets are deprecated in his design. Consequently, the second designer updates his file and is now able to view the current state, including all changes made by the first designer. He can access locked layers and perform operations such as measuring, querying, etc. and continue working in his environment. Another important aspect is the bill of material. Although the designers are working on different sets of the tool, they can simultaneously edit and complete their section of the bill of material within the VISI Assembly Manager. The bill of material view of VISI PDM displays the current bill of material version of the whole design. You can not only distribute the 3D environment among multiple users, but also the plot view pages to speed up the tool documentation. After the launch of VISI, the detail designer is able to reserve the desired plot view pages and create new ones, of course. In the plot view manager, the created plot view pages are displayed with their corresponding status. The designer checks out a 2D plot view page and starts the plot view creation. Plot view pages assigned to him can be viewed, not be edited by other team members. After the completion of a plot view page, it is checked in again, resulting in an update of the master file. If all design jobs are checked in and the design is completed, the team leader ends the team mode. Afterwards, the whole design, including the plot view pages, is again in a single work file that is now ready for production. VISI Team Edition consists of VISI Modeling and VISI PDM. It is an integrated solution that allows the design process to be split among several team members. Distribution and management of their project data is handled completely and automatically by the VISI system. Therefore, the user can completely focus on the tool design without having to worry about any of the processing mechanisms. This makes VISI Team Edition the ideal solution for a designer team to work simultaneously and together on the same project. It provides short learning and implementation time thanks to a simple and intuitive user interface. The possibility to work on extensive and complex tool designs in a team. Shortened cycle times during the design process and thus shortened delivery periods. VISI Team once again shows Vero's ability to deliver verticalized and innovative software for the mold and die market. That makes the difference. VISI, the CAD/CAM solution for the mold and die industry.